Hello and welcome guys to our channel SAP Buddy. And so today's topic we are going to discuss about SAP overview, and it was the part one. So I just want to make it short. We'll divide it into two parts, part one and part two. And in part one, we'll just go through the initial overviews, and then in the second part, we'll go a little bit into deeper. So SAP overview means SAP Material Management Overview. So let's begin. So how ERP system works. Sorry. So I think as we are going to discuss about point of view, then this is the basic thing, and we must know that how ERP system works. So ERP system, it integrates all the modules or all the aspects of your business into in a effective way, so that you can get a good reporting, generate revenues, and you can run your business in more efficient manner. So that is the main object of implementing ERP system into our business. So just look at this image or this pictorial representation of how ERP system works. They have purchasing, vendor integration, CRM, HR, payroll, accounting, internet, SMS, customer sales, inventory management. So that means ERP controls everything, or in ERP or through ERP, we can manage inventory, we can manage the purchasing, we can also manage HR and payroll, we can manage accounting, customer, sales. Similarly, all those are different lines of a business has been divided into different modules in SAP. For example, material management, sales and distribution, HR and payroll, similarly energy chain management, warehouse management. So these are the different modules we have in an SAP system. Okay, so it is a overview of how an ERP system works. So in next video, pros and cons of ERP system. What are the pros and cons of ERP system we are going to discuss. Okay. So pros are all information are available and system, that is absolutely true, and easier for audit purpose, less paperwork, better productivity, better inventory management, ability to interface to and fro external parties. So as we know that things are very much integrated in ERP. So easier for audit purpose. That means whenever you require any kind of report, any kind of data, you will get in a fraction of second if you have an ERP system. For example, there is an audit going on in your business, that what are the stocks that have been the transaction of the stocks for this month or for the last 1 year. For example, January 2020 or January 2020 to December 2020, or December last, January 1st to December last. So in this period of time, what are the stocks that have been transacted in our system? Cash stock transaction हुआ है. We just need to get that details or for audit purpose. So if you don't have ERP, then you'll have to like go through month by month end, and for example your Excel sheets or any kind of other things if you maintain in your system or your legacy system. So you'll have to go through that, and it may not be that much accurate, and along with it consume much more time. So in that case, in ARP, you just have to generate the report of the stocks like inward, outward, or inter store transfer. All those kinds of, depending upon your requirement, you can get easily reports for audit purpose. So that is another point. And next is less paperwork. So less paperwork means in SAP you don't need that much paperwork in comparison to your other procedure if you have been following before. So paperwork we may write for any kind of approval processes or any other things, but here we don't need. The approval process will taken care in SAP only. And next is better productivity. So as we have already discussed that it has integrated systems, so better productivity also will get. Similarly, better inventory management. And what are the cons? The cons are a bit expensive. Security of data, as all information are available in the system. And expensive, yes, it is bit expensive, yeah, ERP system comparative to your other legacy systems. Okay, so these are the pros and cons. Next is organizational units in So what are the organizational unit in So if we talk about organizational unit, so if we talk about organizational unit in so that means uh, we are implementing ERP or we are using ERP in a organization. Then there should be a organizational hierarchy through which the business will process. That what is the hierarchy through which we'll design our system or our business. So in that case, first this is a company. Then we have company codes, then plants, then storage location, then controlling area, then purchase organization. Okay, so in that case, company codes we have. First of all, we have a company, then we have company codes, then in company codes we have plants, and in company codes we can have multiple plants. And a purchase organization, it is responsible for plants. A purchase organization can also responsible for company code. Okay, means if you want to make it a centralized purchase organization, means that purchase organization is responsible for any kind of procurement, that going to happen under a company code. Means in this company code, if we have another plant, then this purchase organization can do that. Okay, so next is storage location. So in plant we have multiple storage location. We can have single storage location. So this depend upon the business scenario. So this is the basic of example of an organizational unit. In the next slide, I will give you a example, a proper example of how the organizational unit looks like in real time. So then we'll compare it with the this basic slide. Okay, sorry. So next is SAP So is part of SAP Logistics, which help us to manage end-to-end procurement and logistic business processes from requisitioning to payment, including. So is part of SAP Logistics. Material Management, it is part of SAP Logistic, and it manage end-to-end procurement and logistic business. So from these are the very much important thing, from requisition to payment. Okay, so means in we cover the total cycle of a procurement process. So if we talk about the complete cycle of procurement process, that means there are certain department or division from where a requisition will get generated. That means if I belongs to civil department and I have some requirements or some items for my job for completing my assigned project, so or assigned work. So in that case, I need to first generate a requisition. So what are the details maintained in the requisition? We'll talk it and later. But just I give you a example that what are the details that get maintained in a requisition. For example, your material code, that what are the materials you want and the quantity, and like you can add your delivery date that by this date I want the items to be delivered in my premises. So those are things you need to enter, and from your requisition division, from which division or from which department you are generating the requisition. So all these things has to be maintained in purchase requisition. And it's starting from purchase requisition to payment. Like first we will flow the requisition, then it will flow, it may go for approval process if required, then it will get converted into request for quotation. Means on basis of uh, your requisition, the system, or through the system the business will flow the quotations that yes, these are the things has to be done, and please bid for that, or you can say the bidding process. Then the vendors will, multiple vendors will bid for that order or against that quotation order. And then the comparison takes place. Like we have four or five vendors has already applied or already bidded for that. Then in that case we need to evaluate the vendors, and we need to choose the number one vendor that for which he is responsible for the delivering of that particular quotations items. So then it get converted into order. We process the purchase order to the selected vendor for providing those kind of items or materials or goods or service or whatever. Then we'll receive the goods or materials on the given date, on the provided date the vendor has delivered the items to our premises. Then we'll go for invoice verification. Means after providing the goods, the vendor will raise the invoice, and we need to process the invoice comparison with the order, and then we'll go for invoice verification. So this is the process, the total cycle. Okay. So in also including this procurement process, and we have other things to do also, like inventory management. The total inventory is to be managed by the department. Then invoicing, valuation and account assignment, material requirement planning, reporting, various reporting, stock report, order report, quotation reports. There are a lot of reports that are available in the system. So these are the things has to be carried away by the SAP MM. And so various labels that can be defined for SAP MM implementation are client, company code, plant, storage location, and purchasing organization. As we have discussed before, client, company code, plant, storage location, and purchasing organization. And the important master data in material management or MM are material master and vendor master. Material means the goods or the material or the items, and vendor means the suppliers. Next, SAP MM procurement process. So this is a basic overview that we just need to go through it. That in master data we have three type of master: material master, vendor master, purchasing for record. And in purchasing we have purchase order, purchase requisition, request for quotation. And in special stocks we have non-stock item, one-time material, service order, service intensity, subcontracting, stock transport order. So these are the things, like source determination, source list, source determination. That means that we need to fix, if you want to fix a particular vendor to provide or to supply one kind of material or some kind of goods or services, then we need to fix that vendor in source determination process. And if you want to block a vendor for any particular, for any kind of reasons for this particular item, then also you can block the vendor also. So this is comes under the source determination. Then is release procedure for purchasing documents. So the release procedures means the approval process that has to be carried away through SAP. That any kind of purchasing document or any kind of external documents, or you can say maybe internal documents, if you want that document to be get approved through a particular cycle or a particular hierarchy, then that also we can make through release procedure process. So next is SAP inventory management. In inventory management, what are the things that has to be done? One is good receipt, next is good issue, then transfer posting, then reservation, then physical inventory. So good receipt means we receive goods that were supplied by the vendors, and that is called good receipt. And but after receiving the goods, our inventory stock will increase. Okay. So next is good issue means there is a particular division or a department, they want some items to be uh, issued to them for their work purpose. So we need to perform good issue for that. In that case, our stock, it will decrease because the stock will get moved from our inventory. Next is transfer posting. So transfer posting, you can say there are two types of transport posting. One is plant to plant or storage location to storage location. Means, for example, if we have two plants and we want some goods to be moved from plant A to plant B, in that case, that is plant to plant transport posting means the goods will move from one plant to another plant, and in one plant the stock or inventory will decrease, and in other plant the inventory will get increased. Okay. So similarly, in the storage locations to storage location transfer posting, what happens means in under one plant we have multiple storage locations. So in that case, if you want to move some goods from one storage location to another storage location, in that case we perform transport posting. Okay. Similarly, reservation means reservation of any order for any order, like reserving some goods or some quantity of goods for a particular order, so that any other process or any other department cannot use that. Next is physical inventory means as we all know that at the end of the year or within after 6 months, depending upon the business scenario, a physical inventory count will take place. So in that case, we compare what are the stocks available in our system and what are the stocks available physically, and according to that we take care the differences, okay, if any. So in that, next is SAP invoicing. So invoicing means the vendor will provide the invoice. We need to compare it, or we need to check it in comparison to our order, that what we have given, the terms, condition, payment terms, and tax details. All that we check in the invoice processing. Then we save the document. If there is any approval process required, then also it will goes for approval process, and after that it will get released for payment, and finance team will take care of that, the payment thing. Okay. So next is valuation and account assignment. Valuation means material price change, material valuation type. Means, for example, if we have a material which is new material, like we have bought it in recent times, but after some days or after some years, you can say after some years, the material need to be refurbished. Means that some fault has been there in the material, or for example a pump. So the pump need to be refurbished. So when the pump will come back into our premises or into our stock after refurbishment process, then the price of the pump will change. So in that case, the valuation has to be changed. Means when the pump is new, we bought it in a different price or different value, but after refurbishment, the value of the pump has been changed. So in that case, the valuation type also come into picture. Next is configuration of automatic account determination. Means the automatic GL pick, automatic ledger through which the entries will get post accounting entries. We'll discuss it later. It is little bit, different kind of things. MRP also, how the planning requirements, overall procedures, planning run, through which we will get our supply, demand, and minimum safety stock. All those things are carried by material requirement planning. So this is a pictorial overview of how it looks like. We can say that. Okay, just so this is the total cycle we have discussed. It is a pictorial representation of that. In the first, we need to go for the requirement determination, then source determination, then vendor selection, then order processing, uh, then order follow, then good receipt and inventory management, then invoice verification. That means the requirement will get generated or determined from any kind of department. Then the source determination take place, means we need to find out from which vendor will get these kind of items. So you can say from local vendors or from our state, the vendors available in our state, or from different states, or what are the calibers the vendor should have. So we need to look into those kind of aspects, and after that we go for a vendor selection. Then the vendor will bid for our requirements, and we need to get into those bids given by them, and we need to finalize that which vendor stands out among all of them, who is more capable of doing this kind of work you want. So after vendor selection, we process the order processing. We give the order, the purchase order, or service order, the work order, you can say, to the vendor that yes, this is the item, this is the goods or services has to be delivered by this date. These are the terms and conditions. These are the additional charges you want, or this is the tax applicable, or this is the delivery date you need to deliver. These are the payment terms. So depending upon the scenario, the order gets created. Then order follow up. We need to follow up the order. What is the condition? In which state the items are there. So these are the things comes under order follow up. Next goes to good receipt and inventory management. That means once every items, goods or materials will get ready, then the vendor will send it to our premises. Then we'll perform the good receipt, means we are going to receive the goods. So after that, invoice verification means the vendor will process the invoice that yes, this is the goods or items, or according to your terms and conditions, I have delivered the goods and this is my bill. So we need to compare the bill provided by the vendor along with our order, that what was there in our order and what is available in the vendor's bill or invoice. And after the comparison, or you can set the verification. The next is for payment. So these are the example of purchasing documents, as we have discussed: purchase requisition, RFQ, quotation, purchase order, contract. That means it is like that. Purchase requisition can directly converted into purchase order, and purchase requisition can converted into RFQ. RFQ next quotation converted into quotation A, B. Then we compare these two. Then we need to finalize. If there is contract required, then also we can make contract. If contract is not required, then we can directly go for purchase order. Okay. So after purchase order, we do good receipt. So this comes under the purchasing documents. Comes a contract depends upon. If you want to make any contract, then you can. If you don't want to make any contract, then you can go for only PO. So this is example of three example of inventory management, like we have discussed. This is company code. In company code we have plants. For example, A001, A01. In plant A001 we have two storage location. In plant A01 we have also two storage location, and warehouse number means this storage location comes under this warehouse A40. And what is the storage types? 001, 005, and storage bins. So this is the hierarchy, inventory management hierarchy. If you don't have any warehouse number, then also I don't think this part is belongs to you, because you can have your storage locations and that's it. Okay. Okay, so this is an example of organizational structure. Just let me zoom it out. Okay. Okay. So this is CKBs or group of hospitals. It has a central purchase organization, and in this is a company. Okay, so this is a company. In this company, we have three company codes. So this is what, this is company and company code. Okay, so you have three company codes under this company, and each company code, so you have two plants. Each company code, so you have two plants, and in each plant we have, in some plants we have four storage location, and in some plant we have two storage location. So just look it once again, so you will get a brief idea of the organizational structure, how it goes, how it works. Like first company, and in company we have three company codes depending upon the situations, depending upon the location of the organizational unit. So we have a hospital in Kolkata, we have a hospital in other part of Kolkata, and we have a hospital in, you can say, Haryana or Gujarat. So depending upon the scenario, we have defined the organizational unit as company code. Then in company code, we have two plants: IP pharmacy, OP pharmacy, and in each plant we have, in some plant we have four storage location or two storage location depending upon the situation. So in this case, company is assigned with company code. Company code is assigned with plant, but storage location is not assigned with plant. Storage location created, storage location created under plant. So this is the difference of assignments. Company code get assigned with company, plant get assigned with company code, but storage location gets created under plant. It doesn't require any assignment, or generally assignment doesn't happens. And purchase organization you can create for company code, purchase organization you can create for plant. So it depending upon the scenario. So just look into it another time and you will get the preview. This is the invoicing process, then or purchase order, then good receipt, then invoice verification. So this is the invoicing procedures. So we came to end. This is the end of part one of MM overview. I hope you liked the video, and just comments on which areas we can improve you, or what are the things you want in next episodes or next videos. So thank you so much.